Today, we are diving into a challenge that, let's be honest, pretty much every school faces. How do you take a curriculum that looks brilliant on paper and turn it into brilliant results in the classroom? Well, the answer really comes down to one powerful process. It's called internalization. So let's break it down.
This is the big question, isn't it? It's probably the one that keeps a lot of you school leaders up at night. You've invested all this time, all this money, all this energy into getting these high-quality instructional materials, but the student outcomes, they're just not quite living up to the promise. So what is the missing link?
That missing piece of the puzzle is internalization. And it's so much more than just a teacher skimming a lesson plan 5 minutes before the bell rings. This is about a deep, intellectual prep session where a teacher truly takes ownership of the material. They get the what, the why, and the how. And that's what gives them the power to not just follow a script, but to actually adapt and respond to their students in the moment.
Okay, so what does this really look like in practice? Let's go from the idea, the blueprint, and step into the classroom.
I absolutely love this analogy. Just think about it for a second. You would never, ever just hand a construction crew a pile of lumber and say, "Good luck, hope it turns into a house." Right? Of course not. They need to live and breathe that blueprint, understand how every single piece connects, and anticipate all the tricky spots. It is the exact same thing for teaching. The curriculum, that's just the blueprint. Internalization is that deep study that makes sure a masterpiece gets built for our students. And this is not some one-off professional development day. We're talking about a consistent, built-in rhythm. Imagine this. Your teachers are studying units weeks ahead of time. They're prepping daily lessons before they even happen. They're marking up, annotating their own materials, and they're working with their colleagues on this every single week. It's a whole support system, not just a friendly suggestion.
Now, for a system like this to actually work, everyone, and I mean everyone, needs to be on the same page and know exactly what part they play.
What's so crucial here is that no single person has to carry all the weight. It's a true ecosystem. Your principals, they're like the architects. They set the vision and make sure the whole system is running smoothly. The coaches, they're the crew leads on the ground, guiding the planning and giving that one-on-one support. And the teachers, well, they are the master builders, actively using the tools and bringing their amazing craft to the table every day.
All right, so we've got the who figured out, but what are the essential ingredients, the 5 keys that really make this whole thing work?
You can see how it all just flows together, one key building on the next. You've got to start with a shared vision, so everyone is rowing in the same direction. Then, you back up that vision by carving out protected time on the calendar. You need clear ownership, so there's no confusion about who's leading the charge. You make a plan for the effective use of time. And all of that culminates in the most important part, the deep, collaborative work we call educative practices.
Let's talk about that protected time for a second. What are we really talking about? 45, at least 45 minutes, every single week. This time has to be absolutely sacred. You carve it out on the master schedule and you defend it from everything else that tries to creep in. This isn't just another meeting. It is the engine room for great teaching.
And this is what you do during that sacred time. This is not about just talking about teaching. It's about doing the real work of teaching. Teachers are actually rehearsing key parts of a lesson. They're digging into real student work together. They're setting personal goals for their own growth, and it's all connected back to coaching and observation. This, right here, is where the magic happens. Okay, the theory is crystal clear. But the real question is, where are you on this journey? And what's your very next move?
The great thing is, this playbook offers a path forward no matter what your starting point is. So as you look at this question, just think honestly, where is your school or your district right now? Are you just lacing up your shoes at the starting line? Are you already in the race and ready to go for gold?
So let's say you're basically at square one. Maybe there's no shared vision, no protected time on the schedule. The advice is simple. Start by seeing. Just get into classrooms, do a walkthrough, and gather some real data on what's actually happening. Then you can bring your team to the table and build that vision from the ground up, based on reality.
But what if you have the structures in place, but the meetings, they just feel a little flat? You suspect the quality of that protected time could be better. Well, then your job is to become an observer. Go sit in on those PLC meetings, find the pockets of excellence, what we call the bright spots, and use those powerful examples to show everyone else what's possible. And what if your system is already humming along nicely? Well, first of all, that's awesome. Now it's time to deepen the practice. Go back to that list of educative practices. Pick just one to really master as a system. Maybe it's student work analysis. Then Find the schools or the teams that are already crushing it and turn their success into the new system-wide standard.
And at the end of the day, this is the whole point. All the systems, all the protocols, they aren't about compliance. They are all about creating a culture where teachers feel energized, where they feel valued, and where they can find real joy in the craft of getting better, together. So the question I want to leave you with isn't just about implementation. It's about transformation. What's the one thing you can do tomorrow to make your teachers feel more like the supported, valued professionals they truly are?